Well, you guys surprisingly really enjoyed my Monday video where I ranted a little bit about the lies in the hobby. I like that, good stuff. So today I thought we'd hop right into the discussion about how keeping reptiles is a privilege and not a right. So let's get to it. I'm Professor Herp, this is my TED Talk, let's go. Hey guys, how's it going? You know, it's the beginning of a new year, I'll be completely bald. Yellow Aki, Reptile. Hey guys, how's it going? One of the fallacies of humanity is we mistake being the caretakers of the world with dominating it. We are here not to assume control over all the living things on this planet, but to take care of them and help them thrive. And that's exactly how we should be feeling about keeping reptiles or keeping any animal in captivity. I mean, come on guys, the whole reason this hobby exists as it is today is because of conservationists, people who wanted to show off to the world how great these animals, in this case reptiles, are and how much they deserve a world in which they could also thrive like us humans. And honestly, controversial opinion alert, what the heck was that? Honestly, while it's great that you're here and having an interest in reptiles, if you're not keeping them in great environments, I keep showing off this enclosure behind me, then you're really not doing any justice to these animals and you're really not promoting exactly what this hobby is about. You're really kind of going against it. I'm sure any noteworthy conservationist would say it's awesome that you have an interest in these reptiles, but truly it's kind of spitting in their face if you're not keeping them in their most optimal environments in captivity as possible. Many PETA freaks and people who don't think we should be keeping animals in captivity believe that this is a worse life for them. And I actually think the exact opposite. This is a great life for them. Imagine a world where everything is brought to you, you don't really have to put much work in, someone takes care of your health, make sure you maintain a good weight, you're getting activity, you're getting a balanced diet, you don't have to worry about birds coming in and killing you at any second. This is a pretty good life in my opinion, and to be honest, a lot of these guys, specifically reptiles, really don't care about having a wider, more accessible world. That's not really in their interest. Their interest is surviving and breeding. That's just biology and instinct. And speaking of best interest, it's in your best interest to check that lower right hand corner, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell as well for latest notifications, more rants like these, and plenty of other reptile content to come. Thanks, guys. But where I see you giving those PETA freaks, again, some ammunition is when you keep them in poor environments or just average cases. We should always be putting them in the best possible scenario, and frankly, if you cannot do that monetarily or just for any reason, you should not be getting that reptile. It's pure and simple. Would you put your own child in such a little space, a really small tank? I wouldn't. I mean, my own son really dictates wherever he wants to go. Trust me, he's scary sometimes. We make sure our children get everything possible that we can provide to them. Yes, it's instinctual, but it's important because we love them and we care about them. And truly, guys, we are the mothers and fathers of this earth and all animals on it. Think about it. We are their caretakers. We are the only beings or living things on this planet with the intelligence to really think and ponder and care and actively do things about these guys or for these guys. With such a superpower, we are automatically tasked with caring and doing what's best for things that cannot think like we can and cannot control things that we can control. We have the ability to save species and make sure they continue on. So we are by default the mothers and fathers of all lesser living things on this planet. Yes guys, I know I'm writing some poetry right here and words are a little strong, but I'm trying to be a little impactful because I don't think people really think about what they're doing when they put reptiles in less than ideal environments, or they settle for an average versus what possibilities they could provide to allow these creatures to achieve the fullest extent of their abilities, behaviors, and happiness, truly. Again, controversial opinion alert here. What? You are failing part of your purpose as a human if you're not putting your best foot forward in caring for the living things of this planet. And yes, that extends to a lot of things. I mean, we are not doing our best as a species right now in terms of caring for this earth, but that's a very different conversation. But in terms of what you have direct control over, you are definitely not doing your part. If you're sticking them in less than ideal environments and could provide much better, more optimal, more above average scenarios or living situations for these guys, and not allowing them to experience all the behaviors and things they could do, especially out in their natural habitats. LG, I'm recording. The pure and only goal of captivity is to guarantee health and safety while allowing the ability for that animal to experience all its natural instinctual behaviors. So does that mean it's okay to sacrifice a little bit of an enclosure size, reducing the amount of behaviors they can do to save some money? Does it mean it's okay to deny a diverse and proper diet for an insectivore because you don't like touching bugs? And finally, does it mean that it's okay for your ego to be put above the welfare of the reptiles you keep? Definitely all that is a resounding nah. And as I mentioned in Monday's video, there's a lot of legislative aspects related to this as well. Not only are you potentially actively going against the mission of conservation and what reptile keeping is supposed to be about, but you could be harming the current state of the hobby as it is today in terms of further restricting our ability to keep reptiles and care for them and allowing people to promote these species and make people care about them. As kind of indicated, the whole point of this hobby is really about making people care about them. And if they don't care about them, number one, the animals suffer, but number two, people won't care if we're able to keep them or not. So we get a reward taking, or something that we enjoy taken away from us as well. While many might think that this idea or this mindset is sort of naive, I've always believed that good and good examples triumphs all in life, no matter what. Whatever's going against you, by just putting your best foot forward and being a good person and doing what's right, you will get and achieve what your goal is. So to me, if we all do what's right for these reptiles, care about them, make sure they don't escape, make sure we don't set them free, we put them in optimal environments, stuff like that, we will win against lawmakers. There's no reason that they would make laws against us if we're setting a good example. Obviously, not everything is that black and white. I understand that some people are just corrupt and stuff like that, and money also rules the world, but I really do believe that at the end of the day, if we did everything right, we would come out on top. I think it's pretty clear that keeping reptiles is definitely a privilege and not a right. We owe it to them, and this is more about being good for them than it is good for us. And in the scenario of acknowledging the reward we get from caring for them, that can be harmed too by not keeping them in good environments and not setting a good example in the hobby. They could be taken away from us, which hurts us, like I said, but also hurts them because there are good keepers keeping them in really good conditions, which is much better than any natural environment that they are a part of could provide for them. And truly, guys, the main takeaway here is this. This is what I want you to understand. I don't care about what past you have right now in the hobby. I don't care if you're keeping them in the worst conditions at the moment. I mean, I do care, but this is where I'm going with it. Part of being human is making mistakes, and we have always had the option to correct those mistakes, especially with learning more about a particular situation and understanding it better. With knowledge comes improvement. There is no one I respect more than someone who has been doing something wrong and then learns it's wrong and corrects that. There is no issues with you making a mistake and then improving upon it. So, like I said, if you are one of those people who are not providing the most optimal, even have an average case and really could up the ante there and go ahead and put them in some crazy setup, I think it would be wonderful for you to go ahead here, and I would really respect if you made that leap up to the next step and not hold it against you for how you've been doing things in the past. You like me, you hate me, I don't care how you feel about me. I know some people will just go directly against me because they just care less about my channel. But what's important here is the reptiles, and if you're doing what's right by them, I respect you, no matter how you've treated me. I respect you in some regard, and I really hope, even if you have an issue with me, like I said, that you will put the reptiles first and think about them and not about me, because truly, it's not about any of us in the long run. What we get out of it is enjoying seeing them and all their natural behaviors, seeing them thrive, and being happy that you're providing a good, long, safe life for a living thing in this world. And yeah, sometimes you get some cute pictures and, you know, they might climb up you, you get a little poop on your shoulder. Those are pretty decent rewards as well. All right, guys, so back-to-back rants. I would really appreciate, guys, if you put an I agree if you have no other comment. If you have more to say, leave more. But put I agree in a comment below. Save my hair from falling out. Show me that you guys also really care about the future direction of this hobby and the well-being of these reptiles. I would really appreciate seeing a lot of support down there. Otherwise, guys, please comment, like, I just said comment. Why am I saying comment again? Like, subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Let's further the education of these reptiles, normalize them, and make this hobby thrive. See you in the next video, guys.